and Jimi
As far as
Hendrix
big
or Jeff
names,
Hendricks or
yeah,
whatever.
Hendrix, he was older and not as good.
Yeah. So
Yeah. Go ahead,
yeah,
Daryl.
whatever. Fuck my opinion.
You
No, I'm
said
good.
Jimmy. You said Jimi Hendrix has fucked us up, man.
Yeah, Jimi Hendrix, you can't talk anymore after saying that.
No. So
Yeah.
this is what I think. Hello, guys, and welcome back to the MMA Brothers podcast. My name is Daryl,
My name's Asher.
and we got a special guest today. We got Easy from the Speakeasy podcast. How you doing, brother?
What up, though? Thanks for having me on, guys. I'm excited to nerd out a little bit on MMA.
We're very happy and excited to have you on. We're just going to do a brief rundown of the main events of the upcoming UFC cards, and we're just going to get his opinion on it. He's a very well-versed MMA guy, so we're going to see what he thinks, see what I think, which is usually wrong, and we'll see what Asher thinks. So, Asher, you can take it away.
The guy's hating on himself. No, you have some confidence, brother. You know what I mean?
Oh, no, I'm confidently wrong. That's the thing.
But before we even hop into the main events that are going to be coming in the next month or so, let's kind of talk about Easy for a second. So Easy, he's from Detroit. He's an NBA fan. He's a football fan. He's an MMA fan. And I guess Easy, kind of talk a little bit about your podcast and what you got going on. Because I see you talked to James Lynch, you talked to Kevin Lee recently too. So like, how are you getting these guests on your podcast?
Man, it's crazy. I started this out in quarantine, and I was listening to another podcaster, Andrew Schultz, and he was talking about just kind of use this downtime, to work on the creative side of yourself that you obviously never had the time to during regular everyday life before everything was shut down. And so I went at it, and I started the Speakeasy podcast with the goal of doing all sports, but like I learned quickly, man, I love me some MMA. I had a lot of, even like the people I had that aren't athletes, like Kendra Lust, she's an adult film star.
I saw that. You need to tell me your secret sauce, because I'm seeing. Wait, did you also have what's the Cutman? Did you have the Cutman on your podcast too?
No, I saw. So yeah, I don't know whose show that was. Stitch Duran. I saw someone else when I have him on. Yeah,
Oh,
I'm gonna holler at him. Yeah, that'd be dope too. But I had Kendra Lust. I had Dewey Cooper, which is Kevin Lee and Francis Ngannou's coach. Kevin Lee. That was still that was crazy for me too. Honest to God, guys, is reaching out. Is really like just is that simple. What's dope too is like getting to talk to these guys. That's what I've like learned. I'm like literally what I've taken away something from talking to like successful people is like the only difference between like them and other the haves and have nots is really just fucking doing it and like applying yourself and just like having faith and just not giving up, because you gotta think about it. They weren't born. Kevin Lee wasn't born as a fucking MMA fighter. You know what I'm saying? He was a broke kid here in Detroit. You know what I'm saying? And he just kept busting his ass, and he kept that dream as like I guess as that the little carrot in front of him, and kept grinding. And the same thing, I've interviewed a Pro Bowl safety for the Detroit Lions. I know you guys are in Canada. I don't know if you guys watch football, but same thing. He was in JUCO, which is like a college where like your buddies go to. You never think I don't know who your buddies with, but you never think your buddies ever make it to the NFL. But he kept busting his ass, and the next thing you know, he was getting calls from teams to get drafted. So like, that's how I applied myself to the podcasting game, is like in the same way, it's keeping that same belief in myself and just making sure that I'm staying consistent and putting in the work. But it's really just as simple as reaching out to these guys a lot of times. Some MMA guys are a lot easier to get a hold of than football or NBA guys. Like we had Matt Barnes on for a little bit too. But yeah, just reaching out, either IG or sometimes you can find these guys' emails. Would be right there on Instagram too. You can email them as well.
That's dope, man. We got a little lucky. I think also it sounds like most of your stuff has been regional. Like a lot of the people you've talked to have kind of been around your area. But
so like a lot of Detroit stuff I try to keep. So I gain a little Detroit audience as well, because I obviously got rep for the city. You know what I'm saying? What up, though, everybody?
I feel you, because obviously that would give you an advantage, because if you didn't know that, there's this local podcasting guy, then people will be more likely to talk to you. But you still didn't answer. How did you get Kendra Lust on your podcast?
Oh shit. Let's just say Easy got a hang, you know what I'm saying? Same shit though, bro. Just literally just reaching out. Obviously she's from Michigan. So I sold it as like a local pod, which I am, you know what I'm saying? Local podcast, and she's a big MMA fan. So I was like, hey, do you want to come on? We could do some picks for like UFC. I think it was it was 250 at the time, and we ended up missing that date, so we kind of just did a whole different one, kind of touching all sports and body parts. No, I'm just kidding. Kind of
Zoom?
touching all. No, I'm playing. We kind of just touched on all sports, and then it was right before Fight Island, so that card was brand new and just getting rolled out. So she wasn't too like fresh into that, but yeah, bro, just literally just hollering at her through DMs and email. Emails what she responded back to, and now it's fucking kind of dope. I have like her and I will like message each other back and forth talking about MMA and just random shit. Sometimes it's kind of cool. Hopefully my girl's not listening to this, but yeah.
Oh no, that's pretty dope, man. Because when Asher sent me the link that we're gonna have this guy on the podcast, and then he sent me the link to your Kendra list. I was like, wait, he does what? I thought you was like, I got totally thrown off. I was like, oh no, he does MMA. She's a fan of. I was like, oh okay.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god,
we have a porn star on that shit.
I was like, wait, what? We're interviewing Kendra last. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
But no, that's pretty cool. Once again, just wanted to thank you again for coming, taking the time out of your day to speak with us about your loves, how you got into the game, and obviously some pointers that we could use ourselves. Mm-hmm. And now I just want to shift the focus now onto MMA and the UFC in specific. Who do you have in this weekend's main event of Overeem, who's, I think he's at 60 pro fights or 80, versus Augusto Sakai, who's I think 15-1.
Man, I want to say Overeem because I think obviously, and maybe it may not be obvious, but he probably has a better overall skill set. Like you said, he has 50 plus fights. He's been in the game a long time, guys, like a really long time. He's faced the best of like almost every generation since he's came into the sport. But with that said, his chin has had its fair days, and I know disrespect to Overeem. I don't want him to knock me out when he sees me at one of these UFC events. He's one of those guys that can get caught any time. I mean, just like the Rosenstruck fight that he had. I would say that Overeem was winning that fight predominantly the entire time, and then Rosenstruck caught him. So his chin has had its better days. So with any fight, man, it's 50-50 a lot of times. And Overeem's not like a Khabib where he's going to overpress you and keep you on the ground where you can't knock him out. So it's up in the air. I haven't watched this other guy fight at all either, to be honest with you guys. Have you? Have you caught any of his fights?
Yeah, I've seen a few of his fights. He's very hand heavy. He likes to forward pressure. He likes to put you up against the fence and then just throw haymakers. And then usually when he gets a little bit tired, he clinches, exits the clinch, and then throws haymakers again. He's in and out of the clinch against the cage.
He's a pretty boring
fights
fighter.
Deep into the UFC, or how many fights does he have against UFC competition?
I think he's only got two or three.
Two. That's what I thought too. Yeah, finishes though. They're both finishes. Like Dana White series was a finish, and then I think his last. Yeah,
he fought Ivanov, I think, in his last fight. That one was a decision.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So
that guy's not. It's tough to say. Now you told me he's a pressure guy. He puts guys up against the fence. I kind of want to go with him.
I don't know though, but this is the thing. Overeem, I don't. He's been blasted by Ngannou and by Rosenstruck and
That's
by three other guys, right? Yeah. So, but this is the thing. He doesn't get hit a lot. Like, yes, when he gets hit, he goes down, but he's very evasive. You know what I mean? Yeah. And he's a very accomplished kickboxer. I don't think Augusto's fought anyone to the kickboxing pedigree of Alistair Overeem. And I just think Overeem knows to evade the power punches. He's been caught. I mean, he got caught by Ngannou. Next time he faces a power puncher in the terms of Rosenstruck, until he got absolutely gassed at the end of the 5th round, he was in the fight, right? And he was winning the whole fight until he gets caught with one. So if I was to bet my money, I'd bet on Overeem. I don't know who Asher's got. I don't know who you got.
We got Asher.
I got Overeem. I've seen Sakai's fights, and to me, he doesn't really. He's all right, I'm surprised he has an MMA record of 15-1 because I've seen like his fights on the Contender Series, and even after the Contender Series, he didn't really improve much. This ground and pound is literally just like for a heavyweight, it's pretty. I'm not trying to hate on the guy, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just
is he a pressure guy though? Like, is he a grappler or is he like a striker?
He is like 265, and like he's a good grappler. And like I
Mhm.
wouldn't say he's like too pressure heavy. Like he's not like Ngannou type pressure and stuff, right? But like he's somewhere in the middle. But yeah, in
Yeah,
terms of experience, Overeem should like have this fight in the bag as long as he doesn't get hit. I
yeah.
know people are questioning his chin, but in his last fight against Walt Harris, he actually did quite well. He was
We got
able
dropped
to,
too though in that one.
yeah, but
People
like he
forget.
got up.
Yeah,
He didn't get KO'd, right? Like he was
yeah.
able to take the
My heart was
damage
so
and
broken for Walt Harris after that because he had
yeah,
that point. Yeah, obviously he had his personal situation with his daughter, and then he
right.
had a moment where we thought he was going to finish the fight, and then he ended up losing and got like beat up pretty good too, honestly, on the ground there.
Yeah, the ref gave him every single chance to come back.
Mhm.
But yeah, that was a sad story. But I
Yeah,
mean, this is sports, right? You got to compete.
yeah.
But yeah, I got Overeem. I think Darius said you got Overeem too, right?
Mhm. And who do you got easy?
I haven't seen this other guy fight. Give me Overeem because last time I didn't see a guy fight as much. I actually was one of the few guys. It was so crazy to me to take Derek Brunson against Edmund
Shabazian.
Shabazian.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was one of
and
those few
everyone's like,
guys
"You're
to take
crazy." I'm like, "How am I
Uncle
fucking crazy? Like
Derek.
this guy's a wrestler, and this guy's never fought anyone like at his level." You know what I'm saying? Like, why am I the crazy one? And then bam,
Yeah,
fucking
no.
That was smart of you to pick him. But let's talk
I,
about the next one. I think the next one
he,
was supposed to be
to be Santos versus Teixeira, but that got
got
canceled.
pushed
COVID,
back. Yeah,
yeah, COVID-19. So we're gonna
yeah.
move on to Tyron Woodley versus Colby Covington. Asher, tell me who you got with
Real
this one.
quick on the Teixeira and Santos fight. I don't know if you guys saw like before he like said apologize to John Jones whatever, but Dom Ray was kind of talking shit about John Jones being scared and fleeing the division, avoiding to fight him. People forget that motherfucker Santos a bad man. I feel like that's if he was fleeing from anyone in that division, I feel like it may have also been him a little bit too. Like,
Santos is
Yeah.
scary
Yeah, John could have
AF,
finished him on
man.
one leg, and as like, and Santos, but bro, that guy is gonna be. He's my dark horse for the light heavyweight division. But
Mhm.
Woodley and Colby, fuck man, am I going first? Am I going first in that one, or
Go for it. Go for it.
I am nervous as hell for my man Tyron Woodley. He was the fucking man at one point, you know what I'm saying? And he still obviously I think that power. I was talking to Eric Anders and we were talking about the Roy Jones Jr. and Mike Tyson fight. And he's talking about power is like the last thing to leave as far as like older fighters and stuff like that. Speed's the first thing to go, power's the last thing. So obviously I think Woodley still has a knockout power, but Colby's pace and pressure that he puts on guys, it's gonna be and Woodley hasn't been Woodley of old either. So it really just depends on what Tyron Woodley we're gonna see. But what we have seen hasn't been Tyron Woodley, former welterweight champion. It's been almost a shell of himself. So I don't want to hear this word come out of my mouth. I don't want to hear his name come out of my mouth as far as the pick for the win. But give me the cuck.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Colby's gonna take this.
yeah. And I respect Colby's fight game. I just don't like him, outside of his kind of getting crazy.
This is the thing. I think Colby outside of fighting is a good dude, but it's an act. All of it's an act just to get a rise out of people. And
Yeah,
when I found that out, I thought it was pretty funny. Every
yeah,
single time he does something, I literally don't even pay it any attention because
yeah.
he's trying to piss people off,
Oh man, yeah.
right? And he does a very good job of it. Now, in this fight, what I see happening personally is Tyron is fighting the third fighter who fights the same, and he's been skunked every single time. If we're gonna go look at Gilbert Burns, he has the same fighting style as Colby Covington.
Nah,
Forward pressure. Oh no,
nah.
Gilbert Burns doesn't move backward.
Gilbert Burns puts dudes to sleep though. Colby
No,
just
no,
Oh
no, no,
yeah,
no,
that's
no.
does
true.
decisions.
Okay,
And Gilbert, his black belt, he's a bad man on the ground too. That jujitsu,
no.
but
I understand, but in
yeah,
terms of forward pressure and mixing in takedowns, Gilbert is gonna move forward because he's not scared of getting taken down. The last thing
yeah,
a jiu-jitsu guy is worried about is you taking him down because that's
hmm
where he lives, right? So
yeah,
Kamaru Usman, right? Not like obviously he didn't utilize his
yeah,
striking, his wrestling against Colby, but against Tyron, all he did was move forward and take him down and beat him up
yeah,
every single minute of every single round. I don't see anything changing with Colby. Colby is literally uh, a carbon copy of Kamaru Usman with less power in his hands. In my opinion, as you saw in their fight, it was very close. I had it scored for Colby up until the fifth round. It was tied in my opinion, but Colby was winning the first few exchanges.
hmm
Kamaru ended up knocking him out. Now, in this fight, I don't see anything changing. Colby's gonna move forward, press Tyron up against the cage, and he's just gonna take him down. Tyron's gonna get up. He's gonna take him down again. He's gonna elbow him. He's gonna punch him. Ride
Now,
his
do you think
back
you think
for
Colby's gonna
5
be able to
rounds.
take Woodley down the way Usman did Woodley? Because
Oh
also there's a
yeah.
size difference too between Usman and Colby. Yeah, like a size and strength difference, kind of. But
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
Colby doesn't stop though. Like
yeah,
you know, Kamaru doesn't stop either, and he's a little bit stronger. But Colby Covington's gas tank is ridiculous. Like I seen him
it is
fight.
the craziest. It is one of the craziest of that I can even think of. Honestly, out of everyone that I can, off the top of my head, anyone who's not like a lightweight or featherweight, Colby's gas tank is insane.
Asher, who do you got?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Colby.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Kobe with this one. Like you guys said, like the last two fights, Tyron Woodley has not looked the same.
Yeah.
He's looked terrible, actually. The thing is, the way he started the Gilbert Burns fight, he looked pretty good, actually. Like he came in the middle of the octagon, you know, he was throwing, he was trading, but then he got clipped, right? I don't know if you remember. He got clipped and then he got dropped. And then he was kind of trying to survive along the fence in the first round, got cut and everything. And then from there, rounds 2, 4, 5 went back to the old Woodley, where he's just kind of like hanging around the cage and just throwing overhand right, overhand right, overhand right. I'm like, yo, I don't know. The coaches were screaming at him. And I'm
Yeah.
not just the coaches, everybody on TV is like, dude, what are you doing? You can't just keep hugging the fence and just trying to land one punch over and over and over and over again, right? I don't know if you watch what's that animation guy, Mojahed Fadiliat, whatever. Do you know what I'm talking about? On YouTube,
No.
the cartoons for
You
MMA.
have to send me some.
Yeah. So, anyways, he does like animation cartoons for like UFC and stuff like that. He has like 200,000 subscribers. It's pretty funny stuff. But
Yeah.
anyways, he did like a Woodley thing, and it's just like
Yeah.
punching. Like it's just one time. Like each time his overhand right. So,
Yeah.
and it's true.
I always just had the debate with my friend because before, up until Usman, I always used to vouch for Woodley against GSP as like one of the greatest welterweights of all time. And then fucking that Kamaru Usman fight happened. It's so weird too. It was such a Kamaru fight smart. I'm not gonna say he's not good. Obviously, he's fucking amazing. He's a tough guy to beat because of how skillful he can be in taking guys down and controlling them. But it was kind of like he didn't like. He was kind of like laid on him really, and and put the pressure on him. But I don't think Colby has that same. I think Tyron has more of a chance than he did against the last two. Like I think Gilbert Burns and Kamaru are better than Colby. I think obviously Colby.
Easy.
Listen though.
Come on.
What? Listen though.
Come on.
Kamaru let Colby in that fight. Like he let that fight happen because he kept it standing, and we all know that's not where Usman's like known for. He's what I'm saying, he's a wrestler. That's how he got the belt. That's how he got the strap in the first place. But you gotta look at it. Colby's not as big as Kamaru, and I can't say he's as strong. I don't know for sure. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like he's not as physically dominant and strong as Usman to win in that recipe. And he doesn't really knock anybody out. You know what I'm saying? Like all the fucking punches he hit Lawler with and just didn't like that was insane. Fuck, man. I don't want to discount Woodley. I think he has more of a chance against Colby than he did Burns and Usman. Usman because his wrestling, Burns because he dropped him, didn't he? He dropped him in that fight one time. Rocked. Yeah, I don't think we've ever seen Colby rock anyone. Yeah, have we?
Yeah, I think
has Colby rocked anyone or knocked any KOs? I don't think he does, right?
I think he has a couple on his record, but I know what you mean. Kobe, I think he's just going to beat Woodley pretty badly. Like, not like Woodley's going to get knocked out, but like it's going to be like a pretty bad beating where Woodley's trying to throw, Kobe's just ducking and weaving, boom, boom, 3-piece combo, takedown, ground and pound, get up. Then just like that over and over and over and over again. And then Woodley would just be so done by the 5th round. He's going to be like, geez, man, what did I get myself into? And
am I wrong on Colby, Daryl? Because you hit me with a ooh when I said that he was.
I think Colby Covington is the second best welterweight on the planet, and he proved it against Kamaru Usman in almost beating him in a 5-round fight. Colby is not a stand-up fighter either. Colby Covington is not a striker. Colby Covington is a wrestler, just like Kamaru Usman, and Kamaru is just blessed with the physical ability to take a beating to his face and return with ridiculous amount of power. Because Kamaru was getting clipped by Colby. That's what people also don't understand. Kamaru's chin is ridiculous. Because I think, Asher, were we watching it together or I think you were with your buddies that night?
No,
it was ridiculous.
Together. Yeah.
Asher, while he's
was
talking,
ridiculous.
You should look up if Colby has any knockouts. I'm kind of curious because Yes, he went toe to toe with Kamaru, but like
Yeah.
I don't think like the amount of shots that Kamaru could have a chin for sure. He probably does because he doesn't take a lot of hits, but I don't know, man. I just don't see Colby on that level because another thing too, he put the same kind of pressure on Lawler, and Lawler didn't go to sleep or get rocked at any point. You know what I'm saying? I think Colby's
Yeah,
a soft
but
puncher. He's just a pressure guy and wins on points more
You're
than like,
right.
you know,
Colby has 2 wins by KO TKO. So
UFC wins or
of his 15 wins, 2 are by KO, and I'm not sure if they're UFC wins, but I'll double check that.
yeah, but easy. This is what I'm saying. There's nothing more demoralizing that they tell you in fighting other than you being dominated. You know what I mean? Like
Oh
Robbie
yeah,
Lawler did nothing that fight to even consider.
yeah.
Like,
Well,
you
here's this
know,
too, because that was like whoa, Colby's like the real deal when we saw him dominate Lawler, right? But then we just saw Neil Magny do the same thing to Lawler. Because is that more testament to like Lawler the age catching
being
up with him?
absolutely
And
shit.
yeah, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like, does that make you question that a little bit too? Like Lawler's last performance against Neil Magny? Because Neil Magny's, he's obviously top ranked, but not.
Everybody feels that way about Neil Magny. Everybody's like, man, Neil
I feel
Magny's like,
bad.
he's,
I hope he,
you
yeah. No
know.
respect to you guys. I hope you never heard me say that, so I can get him.
We
No,
don't want to
but
talk too much grease about Neil Magny just in case he helps on our podcast. But Neil Magny is
Yeah,
just, you know.
yeah. But
no,
does that
no.
make you think any different of it? That Neil Magny Lawler fight?
No, it doesn't change my opinion on Colby as a fighter. I think you will see this. No one else has given Kamaru Usman remotely a problem other than Colby Covington. I don't care. His fighting style was
Yeah.
different against
But I think you
Colby.
let.
Probably,
Yeah. Sorry, I apologize. Go ahead.
yeah, no, it's okay. I think that there was so much bad blood, and they both knew that they were good wrestlers, that they were going to wrestle each other to a stalemate. It's going to be probably the most boring main event we've possibly seen. Because if they both fight the way they wanted to, they both just clinch each other and hug each other the whole time,
That's what I thought it was
right?
gonna be. Yeah.
So
See, but I think
anyone who can, yeah, sorry, you were saying?
no, you're good. I think Kamaru gave him that opportunity because when you watch Kamaru fight guys who can knock him out, like a Tyron Woodley or obviously a Masvidal, he's not trying to stand and bang with those guys. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he felt there was no threat from Colby knocking him out. And plus, like you said, the bad blood that he wanted to stand and knock this guy out. Or I don't think he had confidence in Colby's power at all to knock him out. And I feel the same way watching him put pressure on these guys and punch them a fucking lot, and just no one's really getting. He really knocked out 2 guys, and honestly, I don't even know if those were the UFC guys either.
Yeah, but I see your point. I just think Colby is really good, but we'll get one more fight card in before we wrap up, and that's Costa versus Adesanya. Now, I'd love
Yeah.
to hear your opinion on this one.
This is a match made in heaven for I don't want to say that all the time too, because sometimes you have the instances like Derek Lewis and Nagano. That was supposed to be a match made in heaven too, but stylistically, yeah, that was supposed to be amazing, right? But it wasn't. But stylistically, the pressure and pace that Costa puts on versus Izzy's counter striking, it's a match made in heaven as far as styles. To pick a winner of that fight, man, it's really tough for me, to be honest with you. I love Izzy too. I don't like to pick favorites, when I do this stuff because I don't want everyone to think I'm biased. But like, I'm a fan of Izzy Adesanya as a human too, like not more than just like a fighter. To pick, it's fucking tough, bro. And the only thing that makes you question everything with that fight is the Gaslam fight with Izzy. The fact that Gaslam was able to drop him, and you got a guy like Costa who presses the pace and is gonna get in your face. He's gonna eat punches to get there for you, and he has the power to knock you out. So it's fuck, man. I don't know who I want to.
The thing is, people sleep on Gaslam, right? Like Gaslam he's a tiny 185er, but like he's been putting dudes to sleep. I think he knocked down like
Michael Bisping,
Jacare, Bisping, like
Yeah.
almost knocked down Weidman. Everyone that he
You're
fought
right.
until that point, he had dropped them, right? And he had dropped Izzy too. So it's like Gaslam's a bad man, and like I know Israel has fought way bigger dudes like in kickboxing and before he fought Gaslam, but like Gaslam put it on him. And so since then, obviously, we've seen what Izzy's done against like Whitaker, and the Romero fight was whatever. Those are kind of like 2 kind of strikers going at it against each other. But I think Izzy is gonna win this fight against Costa for multiple reasons, right? Even though the smaller cage is in Izzy's favor because of Costa's pressure, he comes forward. He's going to be throwing like from the bell.
This one might be at Fight Island because you got to remember Izzy's in New Zealand and Costa's in Brazil.
Oh,
So
fuck
I think
yeah.
it might
So,
be,
yeah.
it might be Fight Island for this one. It might be a
Yeah.
bigger cage.
You're right. It will be the bigger cage. It won't be in the States. So, yeah, it'd definitely be in Abu Dhabi. So, and also I have my thoughts on this whole Fight Island thing. I think it's just a big over promotion for nothing, to be honest.
For sure. Yeah.
I'm like
day.
this. Yeah, it's nothing. It's just Abu Dhabi.
Brilliant by the
Like,
UFC, but yeah.
Yeah. Like I've just been like, I don't get the whole hype about this Fight Island thing. But anyways, yeah, if it's a bigger cage, then I guess never mind about that whole pressure thing. Is you have more space to move around. Costa is going to try to head off, but Costa doesn't have a gas tank, and I know Izzy knows this. Costa will not be able to like throw and the same in the 4th and 5th rounds as he will be in rounds 1 and 2. It's not going to happen. So if Izzy is going to keep jabbing him just like Uriah Hall was, I don't know if you've seen the Uriah Hall versus Paulo Costa fight. The first round, just jab, and Costa is eating those jabs. His face is getting busted up, and guess who has a longer reach than Uriah Hall? Izzy. Izzy's reach is like 80 or whatever, and Costa's I think it's like 72. So Izzy's going to have an 8-inch reach advantage with this kickboxing experience. He's going to be able to just tag this guy nonstop, and he's going to be moving around. Izzy knows how to move around. So I think the first round or two are going to be pretty boring, but it's going to be strategic by Arasanya because he's going to say, okay, in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th rounds, now I'm going to start hitting him in the body. Now I'm going to start attacking him in different ways, like the legs and shit, and then it's going to be curtains for Costa in the 4th and 5th round. But hey, Izzy does get hit, so he can get hit, and Costa, it doesn't take too many from him for him to put you out. So I got Izzy though.
Yeah. One thing I think I forgot about, honestly, Costa's also a black belt in jiu-jitsu. Like,
you don't even get to see that shit.
All of us. Yeah, just fucking like that's scary to think about, dude. Like this guy not only is he a fucking Terminator on the feet, but he could also take you down and put you to sleep that way too. It's insane.
Now, here's the thing that I feel like a lot of people are discounting and are caught up in the hype of Paulo Costa. He's faced 2 of the top 15 middleweights. He's only faced 2, right? Who's he faced? Romero and who?
Uriah Hall.
And Jimmy Hendricks or Jeff Hendricks or whatever.
Yeah, Hendricks, he was older. And
so other than Romero, he's not had he hasn't really had a fight he's supposed to lose.
You just made me laugh when you said he fought Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah, whatever.
Johnny Hendrix.
He comes out like
Johnny Hendrix.
I know. It's just the guitar. I was like,
yeah, that'd be funny as hell.
Johnny Hendrix.
Continue. But this is what I'm saying. When it comes to Israel Adesanya, he's fought kickboxing at heavyweight.
Should I snip that and post that on Instagram?
Oh, you got it. You gotta do that.
Anyways,
I ask you guys one more matchup after this too.
All right, let's do Khabib and Gaichi after this. But sorry, Daryl, continue.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah. Go ahead, Daryl.
Whatever. Fuck my opinion.
You said Jimi Hendrix will fuck us up, man.
Yeah, Jimi Hendrix. You can't talk anymore after saying that.
No. So this is what I think. I think Paulo Costa is going to move forward against Izzy. Izzy's going to move and evade, and he's going to absolutely pick him apart from the outside. Paulo's going to start throwing harder and harder because he can't find the target. It's just going to be classic Dominic Cruz type of movement from Izzy, evading the punches and then landing. Boom. He's moved. He's out of the way. Boom. He's moved. He's out of the way. Boom. Same thing he did to Robert Whittaker. I think Robert Whittaker probably has a longer reach than Paulo Costa. And Costa, he loves throwing left switch kicks to the body, and then he loves head hunting. Left switch kicks to the body, head hunting, and then rip into the body against the cage.
What it is, for sure from Costa.
Costa can only fight one way. Izzy can fight multiple ways. And I think that's going to be the differentiating factor in this fight. Izzy's the longer ranger fighter, who's the better fighter, who's the better technical stand-up fighter. And you got to go with technique over power. Think about Stipe versus Ngannou, right? Once you reach a certain level of opponent, your power does. I'd rather have it than not have it, but
yeah,
if you face the guy who game plans for you and has the skill to beat you, as I think Izzy does, because his kickboxing background cannot be forgotten. He was 60 something out of 70 fights.
Yeah, I think Asher touched on it too. He fought heavyweight as well, or maybe it was you.
Yeah, and he also fought. He's faced guys who could have knocked his face off.
I will say though, you're right.
So that's what I think. But we can get your opinion, then we can move on to.
Are you good? I actually already said it, but I gotta ask you guys one more matchup because I saw like the time limit came up.
Mhm.
How you guys feel about Easy versus the Schmo?
I saw you on Instagram. You keep on
Yeah,
trying to make that happen, right?
bro, trying to make it happen. How you gonna call Ariel Helwani of all people, right? Like, come on, come face the real challenge, Schmo.
Yeah. So what do you want to do with the Shimon? Do you wanna like grapple him? Are you trying to MMA? Like what's the rules here?
Man, wherever you want that smoke, I got it.
You got
Okay,
the smoke for the
but
smoke.
but I'd rather not get punched in the face. And he did call Ariel to a, and he got that range too. Schmoke's like a tall guy, but
Yeah.
he called Ariel to a grappling match. And your boy easy in the jiu-jitsu gym a little bit. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Got a
Okay.
couple key moves. You know what I'm saying? I'm a heavier guy when I get on top, unless you're super skilled, not really getting me off you. I ain't gonna give away my game plan now, Schmo. You know what I'm saying? But just come
Ariel
see your boy. Come see your boy.
Ariel has honestly ignored him completely. Like he's given him no
Completely.
attention. Like
Yes.
he's been trying, and like the thing is, I think the Shmo has like what almost like 200,000 subscribers on YouTube. Like everybody loves this guy, and
Yeah.
everybody in the comments has been roasting Ariel, saying like, "Yo, Ariel, your shit. The Shmo is the
Yeah.
guy now, and whatever." So he feels like the new kid on the block, and like even Dana loves him. Like wherever Dana and all the other
Yeah.
fighters are around him, they're like,
I like
"Shmo,
Schmo.
what's up, man?" And like they're just feeding off of his energy and stuff. And like the one thing that like I just don't like about the Shmo is that like his interviews tend to be quite short. So
Mhm.
like because he can't keep up that character for like 10
Can't make
minutes or whatever.
yeah. We have the
So
podcast now too. If you hear this podcast, it's like him as like David. I think his real name is.
exactly. His podcast is
Yeah.
just like a mellow guy and just like talks normally. So he
Yeah.
doesn't have to do that thing. But
Yeah. It's like
yeah,
who the fuck is this guy? Who the fuck is that guy?
man. But yeah, Daryl, what do you think? The easy versus the Schmo? Who you got?
Yeah, what you got?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Shimon. No, I'm joking. I got easy in that fight. He got us on this pod. We're talking to him. He's on our pod, so I gotta go with my boy.
Yes, sir.
Detroit ready. Detroit made,
Yes,
bro.
sir. I'm the
Yeah.
third brother. You gotta go with your bro. Come on now.
Oh yeah. Don't worry.
The
You're gonna
third
be on
MMA
the
brother.
podcast. You're gonna be on the podcast. You're gonna be like, "Yo, our adopted brother. What's up, man?"
No, for sure. But we
So,
only got 6 more minutes, so I'll make this quick. I got in the Khabib versus Gaichi fight. I have Justin Gaethje winning by TKO in the second round. I think that Khabib's going to notice that he can't just shoot in for a single leg on Justin without paying the price. Because even Justin said, "Hey man, you can try to take me down, but there's that zone of death that's literally in my striking range up here. The moment you come in this range, and Khabib is not a good distance takedown guy. He can't if he shoots for your legs as Al Iaquinta showed us, you can stuff his takedowns. So I think Justin's got the heavier hands. He can take a ridiculous amount of damage and still be dangerous. So even if he gets taken down in the first round, I expect him to make the adjustments. I think his stand up is just way too superior for Khabib. So I'm going to go with Justin Gaethje by second round knockout. Who you got easy?
I think Daryl just likes picking the upset sometimes. He had the Heat going to the finals. You got Gaethje beating. Nah, I think Habib's just so fucking dominant, bro, and so pressure heavy. And I see what you're talking about though. That's a good point as far as like the rangy takedowns he goes for. Like Iaquinta was able to stuff him. But like we haven't really seen Gaethje wrestle. Everyone's talking. I 100% agree. He has like a wrestling pedigree, but we've never actually seen it applied in MMA. You know, and
Yeah,
it is different. You know.
no. He has applied it. He's a defensive wrestler, as in you can't
Mhm.
take him down. So his wrestling is very
Yeah, but
good.
okay, so where's like an example? I guess where we go back and see it. You know, and what's that guy's wrestling skills compared to Habib's? You know.
Yeah, I don't think that there's any comparison to Khabib in wrestling,
Yeah.
even in any level of mixed martial arts in terms of offensive wrestling and control. Now,
Yeah.
has anyone threatened to knock out Khabib other than Michael Johnson, Dustin Poirier, and Justin
Conor
Gaethje?
McGregor.
That's pretty much it. I
Conor
mean,
McGregor knocked
Connor
him.
didn't touch him. He didn't touch him.
He got that's the other thing too. Habib did drop Connor. Granted, there's always a threat the takedown versus Habib, so you're probably not like looking for that. You know what I'm saying? But like,
Yeah.
yeah, I think give me Habib. I love Justin Gaethje. I'm a big fan of like the way he fights. I'm a big fan of like his mentality and how he's a grinder, and obviously he knocks out everyone. Everyone he knocks out. But um, Dustin Poirier beat Gaethje. You know, Dustin Poirier's got a superior stand-up game to a lot of the guys in the lightweight division. Khabib, obviously, we saw how that went. And we know Dustin Poirier is good on the ground. He submitted guys like Max Holloway and other people too. It was jiu-jitsu, but I think that style that Khabib brings is just the only way you can beat it is if obviously you're stuffing takedowns, which you haven't seen that often, or you catch them. I think that's the only way we're going to see the end of Khabib's reign. Who do you got, Asher?
I honestly, this is a really, really tough fight to pick because, like, kind of what Daryl said, like, Gaethje has all the attributes. Like, there's never been a tougher opponent that Khabib's gonna face, and obviously, with like the passing of Khabib's dad, a lot of people are gonna add that into the storyline. Even
Yeah,
if
I
he
forgot
does
about that
lose,
too.
right? So if he takes it now, people say, well, like it's only like 4 months since like his dad passed, whatever the timeline has been. But in terms of Gaethje, like he has a good gas tank, he can take a hell of a beating, he has nasty stand up, and his wrestling is good. Like probably not good enough. He will get taken down by Khabib if he goes there. I don't know what his jiu-jitsu is like because I've never really seen that. But
Yeah.
the thing about Justin Gaethje is he doesn't move backwards, right? He's always a forward-moving fighter. When he last fought Poirier, the way he used to fight back then was crazy. Like, it's just forward pressure and nonstop striking.
Yeah.
But after he got TKO'd
Psychopath.
by Alvarez and Poirier, he kind of switched up his style. Now he's a little bit more, more patient. And, like, he still is, like, heavy with the pressure, but he's not as crazy as he used to be. And since then, he's knocked out, like, is it Barbosa, James Vick, and who else? Like Tony Ferguson, maybe another guy in there too.
Cowboy. That's the thing
yeah.
too. Gaethje is knocking out names too. It's not like he's just like knocking out like nobodies. He's knocking out names.
Yeah, and it's like it's been 4 straight KOs now, like even including the Tony Ferguson one. So
Now
Gaethje's a bad man. Boys. I know we're short on time, but like I'll just quickly say this. So Justin Gaethje doesn't move backwards. Khabib needs defense in order to get his takedown. Like 90% of his takedowns or so are like usually by the fence. So it's going to be hard for him to shoot in open space to take Gaethje down. I honestly think that like I would not be surprised. I'm not really big on underdogs, but if there's ever an underdog for me to bet on, it's Justin Gaethje. I think 3rd round TKO because I think Khabib will be able to take some damage.
Yeah, buddy, wrap it up.
That's why. Okay, I'm going with Gaethje TKO.
So I have a question. What happens once we go over the time? Do you lose the recording, or do you have to?
No. The recording it stays. It's just that.
Okay.
Yeah. So we got 1 more minute left. So any last words?
Shit, man. I appreciate.
Give us your socials, by the way. Like just let everybody know.
Everything's. So I'm the Speak Easy Podcast. That's easy. The letters easy. So the Speak and then the letters easy podcast. Instagram.com/the Speakeasy Podcast, YouTube.com/the Speakeasy Podcast. My hottest content, honestly, is on YouTube. I got quite a following on Instagram, but if you guys want my actual content, I head over to YouTube for everything: basketball, MMA, football, all that stuff.
All right, man. Thanks for hitting us with your socials. Really appreciate it. Last words.
No, thanks again for coming on the podcast. We really appreciate it. Thank you for listening again. We wish you the best in the future. I know you're going to be one of the biggest reporters and sports covers that we know. So thanks again for coming and have a good day.
See you later, guys.
I'll see you guys.